Hi everyone, my name is Jyotsna and welcome to Mom's Inspiration event. The event is organized by Disha Publication on the occasion of Mother's Day and Frontly is a co-organizer supported by the Rotary International and hosted on Pragati E. Welcome you all today for the Momspiration event. So the event is basically aims to acknowledge the significance of mother in their child development, in their child's life. So welcome you all, and we are immensely honored to have you today for this event. Avinash sir, Parikshit sir, and Snehlata ma'am, welcome. So let's just start with the introduction round. First is Avinash Agarwal. Avinash Agarwal is a director at Disha Publication, a Gen Z parent study skills and habit coach for students and the authors of Toppers Study Hacks, Success Blueprint for the competitive exams and how to raise a topper. Avinash Agarwal has been working in the area of mentoring for over 15 years, interviews with hundreds of toppers who have cracked different competitive exams that have led him to understand the topper mindset. He believes that every child can be topper, and through his books and online programs, he aims to impart powerful learning strategies and techniques to students and help them in pursuit of their passions and dreams. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, next co-panelist. Now, today we have Parikshit Bhardwaj as our next panelist. He's a head content and strategy at jagranjosh.com. It's India's leading education portal with 20 million users per month. He's an educational content professional with 16 years of rich experience in creating solutions for new age learners. He brings transferable skills from diverse industries like study book abroad, academic books and journals publishing, e-learning, test preparation, and online media. He has worked in content leadership roles with the global brands like the Princeton Review, Sage Publication, and NIIT Limited and the Willy India, where he led the publishing program for the various Indian competitive exams like CAT, ZAT, SNAP, SSC, and banking a global competitive exam like GMAT, GRE, SAT, and ACT. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Jyotsna. It's a privilege to be here and to join the platform with my distinguished panelists.
And last but not the least, we have Snehlata ma'am. She's a mom of two adorable kids and a microbiologist by education. And she's a travel mom blogger by passion. She has been blogging since 2013 and recently has won the Best Parenting Award from the Exchange for Media. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jyotsna. Glad to be here.
Okay. So the today's session theme is how to be a topper. So we will be talking about tips and tricks, how to be a topper and the topper's mindset and how their parents influence the students to become topper. Yeah. So my first question to everyone, what is the role of parents in developing the right mindset? Because the people think the toppers have different mindset setup compared to the average students. So how as a parents, we can help our children to set up a mindset to create habits, right mindset develop. So Avinash sir.
So in fact, parents have a very, very important role in developing the kind of mindset that a child has. The mindset of a child is dependent upon the way he has been born and brought up, his family, his friends, his culture, his tradition. The mindset of a student who comes from a business class family would be different from the mindset of a student who comes from a service class family. And as you know, and as all of us know, that there are two kinds of mindset. One is a fixed mindset, and there is a growth mindset. So parents have an extremely important role in developing the kind of mindset. And the kind of mindset which your child has depends upon what is the energy level in the house, what is the communication. In fact, I would share, when I speak to a lot of parents and I ask them that what are the problems you are facing along with your child, most of the parents say that my child is not focused, disciplined, organized, junk food, no exercises, he's careless, he doesn't study, he answers back, and all those kind of things. But what as parents, most of us do not realize is that these are not the problems, these are the symptoms. And if we keep on treating the symptoms, these symptoms will keep on. If we do not treat, if we do not go back and treat the root cause, these symptoms will keep on coming in some way or other. And when we go back deep into the problem, most of the times we realize that the basic problem lies with the mindset. If you have got a winner mindset, everything looks easy and interesting. So I feel that parents have a very, very important role. और मैंने बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स को ऐसे देखा कि बहुत सारे घर होते थे हमारे टाइम में, when I was preparing for competitive examination, that was late 1980s. At that point of time, there used to be some houses कि इस घर में चले जाओ तो आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा, उसके चाचा का, उसके ताऊ का, कि यहाँ पे तो निकल ही जाता बंदा. I've been to, you would be surprised. I've been to, while I was speaking to and while I was interviewing a lot of toppers, I went to a lot of houses. The energy level, the way they communicate, the way they interact, there is something different in the air. That is what I can tell you. So I would say that parents play a very, very important role in how the mindset of a child shapes.
Thank you, Avinash sir. So Parikshit sir, what's your take on this?
Yes, Jyotsna, so I agree with Mr. Agarwal here. And what I think that first, what exactly are the qualities which are the hallmarks of a topper? I think it's important to understand that. And in my opinion, what I have observed is that it's those people who have clear goals, who make consistent efforts to achieve those goals, and who don't give up in the face of challenges are the ones who eventually go on to be the toppers. And they are eventually also the people who would do well in life. So these are the qualities of a topper. And the parents, coming to your question, parents have an integral role in ensuring that their children have these qualities. And the best way to do that, I think, is as parents, we should not be teaching them what to do. We should be the examples. So it's the parents who should be the examples because the children would be always observing you. So if you tell them to do a certain thing, they may not kind of agree to it, but if they see you doing it, they would be more likely to emulate the same behavior. So I think what the parents can do here is that they should first of all be the good role models, and then they should inculcate a core value in the children, is that that each battle is won twice. Like every battle in life, which includes even exams, is won twice. It's first won in the mind, and then it is won on the ground. So which means that if you're able to kind of imagine that you will be able to be a topper in this exam, only then would you have the worth inside you to accomplish that goal. So first, imagining that and firmly believing in your capabilities is the first step. Because if you don't have that kind of a determination, you will not be able to achieve that. And the beauty of this is that if you are able to imagine this clearly in your mind, you will be able to fool your subconscious mind into understanding that this is what is actually going to happen. So I think this is an important skill which we should be teaching children, that every battle is won twice. First, you have to imagine in your mind that you can do this. Only then will you be able to do this. So we have a lot of other things, but I would like to restrict my 2 cents on this question only here.
Okay, thank you, Parikshit sir. So moving ahead to Snehlata ma'am, what's your take on this?
So as a parent, I will take some bits of Avinash sir and Parikshit sir. When I'm talking about symptoms, that child is not eating this or he's not able to focus, the reason is the environment where they live is been fulfilled with all the needs. Actually, unko needs jo honi chahiye life mein wo puri fulfill kar di gayi hai. So now they don't have any target. And such kind of student only, share ki mera focus nahi hai ya mera bachcha pad nahi raha hai, सिर्फ junk खाता है. क्योंकि ऑलरेडी पेरेंट्स ने उनको इतना दे दिया है कि उनको उनके फ्यूचर में कोई नीड या टारगेट बचा ही नहीं है. So coming to my generation, where I was then studying in 90s, girls were not given importance as an education. Kya kar loge padkar? But that question itself made me realize it. I have to study. I have to show these people that I can be something in the life. And today these people come and ask me, what should I do for my pota poti's career? So that had given me a challenge to do something and become a topper, and also to become at some certain place. But today at this generation, we have not created a scenario where child actually have a target कि मुझे ये बनना ही है, मुझे इसके लिए पढ़ाई करनी है. They are just going for studies क्योंकि पेरेंट्स ने स्कूल में डाला है और हमें उस क्लास से इस क्लास में आगे आगे बढ़ना है. So basically goal is where they are lacking. And secondly, I also think that this generation where the school education system is changed, where they are no longer competitive. Now my daughter's school does not have any numbering or any ranking or something like that. Everybody is under A or B or either B++. They don't even fail. And that's another positive aspect. But the negative aspect is they think हम तो पास होने ही वाले हैं, इतना भी आ गया तो A+ तो मिल ही जाएगा. So there is a lack of even small competition in the new education system, where that's the reason they are not even thinking to become a top. Everybody has been rolled out in the same column, 80 से लेके 90 तक A में है, 90 से लेके 100 तक A+ में है. So they don't know their, the status right now. So my take is only on this is that we need to make sure that they know their life goal is what. If they come to know, they will automatically study.
Okay, so thank you, Snehlata ma'am. So like everyone said that the parents influence the child mind setup, right? So this is a quote: the way you talk to your children becomes their inner voice. So as the quote suggests, the parents should be mindful of their actions towards their kids. What are the factors that the parents should keep in mind for the same? So Parikshit sir.
Okay, so I think this is an important point here. I think the most important thing which the parents have to do is that we should not be judgmental about our children. What like often happens is that अगर हमारे if we see a young person वो कोई काम अगर ठीक नहीं कर रहे हैं तो हम उन्हें कह देते हैं कि आपने आप इसमें ये काम जो आपने किया है, हम उस काम से हटके उनके ऊपर आ जाते हैं और हम उन्हें कहते हैं कि ये you were not good here, which actually defines the student, कि उनकी personality पे हमने एक observation कर दी, which can have an impact on their lives, So what I think, as you said about the inner voice, तो हमारे as parents, what we need to ensure is the first thing that we should not, अगर कभी marks कम आते हैं या कुछ अगर ऐसा हो जाता है तो we should see किस में marks अच्छे आए हैं. हम अगर एक में A+ अगर नहीं है, औरों में आपके A+ हैं, बट आपने खाली ये बात की कि B क्यों आया आपका, तो that is not the way to encourage a child, and it's also not the way to kind of bring out the best from the child. So if you don't agree to what the student has done and what your child has done, if you think he should have done better, you should keep your criticism and your feedback about that task and not about the child. So I think that's an important thing जो हम लोग जानते हुए भी all the parents, as we know, are intentioned well, और उनकी intention अच्छी होती है, बट अपने बच्चों को इम्प्रूव करने की होड़ में वो कभी कभार ऐसी बातें बोल जाते हैं जो कि बच्चे को अपनी पर्सनालिटी पे it can be perceived as an attack, so which we should avoid, and we should keep our observations to the task and not the person. So I think that's the most important thing.
Okay, so Avinash sir, what's your take on this?
It's a very tricky question. What I can share is that the traditional parenting, which used to rest upon power, control, and hierarchy, it creates a sense of separation between ourselves and the children. And surprisingly, we still think that it is the best way to parent. I mean, see, even in the 21st century, we We should show our control, we should show our power, and we should show our hierarchy. But जैसे ही हम ये सब करते हैं, हम और हमारा बच्चा बिल्कुल अलग हो जाता है. For this to happen, first of all, we have the changing paradigm says that we have to reach oneness with our teenager. And in order to reach oneness with our teenager, or in order to reach oneness, or in order to become one with our child, we have to cover the journey from becoming a parent to a partner who can understand them, who not only sympathizes, but empathizes with them. And one of the ways of doing it, one of the ways of empathizing with the kids is that we should never respond. We should never react to the situation. We should always respond. We should sometimes, as a parent, I have observed, बहुत बार बच्चे आपसे कुछ चाहते ही नहीं है, बस they want you to be the sounding board, और हम उसी में अपनी judgment पास करने लग जाते हैं. परीक्षित जी said that we should never be so judgmental. हम judgment पास करने लग जाते हैं, सही और गलत बताने लग जाते हैं, सलाह देने लग जाते हैं. All that is not required. Many times it is, you and your child maybe on a different page, but you have to understand each other. And in order to understand each other, you don't have to react. You should respond to the situation. Reaction is thoughtless. Response is full of thought. So that would be my suggestion.
Thank you. So Snehlata ma'am.
My 2 words would be appreciation and encouragement. If I'm taking about, if taking a situation like where my younger child, he just even speak one word, which is just learning. We all family members clap for him and we encourage him. And then he starts speaking other 2 words. So from there, we understood that every step where you encourage a child, they do and they try better for the next time. Which goes with with the elder child also. If she writes something and I said it's a beautiful handwriting, she tries and make it more beautiful next time. So I think appreciation and encouragement which a parent show towards a child makes them really, make them feel that they are really good at it and they can do better. And always I use a word, yes, this is really nice. Try something else which will make it more beautiful. So this is how she learns beautiful art, craft, and drawing. And when it comes to education, we always try and give time from our side also. I cannot just tell her ki tumne isme kam marks laye hai, ya you have not done well. I have to think that even I have to give proper time to make her study. It was my responsibility also to sit with her and to teach her properly. And then only I can judge if she has done properly or not. So in the today's generation, parents are equally responsible for child's to be a topper or not, So it's basically parents who are going to be there at a support. So if I am going to support my child, I am sure, if not topper, at least 90%, if not 90, at least 80%, but every child has their own zone of success. So we actually should not even compare it. But I know if my child is this level and if she's doing it best at her level, this is her success. So I think she is at her own topper level only. So the encouragement, the appreciation which we give to our child makes, the best, brings the best out of them. That's my take on it.
Okay. Thank you, Snehlata ma'am. So when we talk about being a topper, okay, so there is a competition word in our mind, right? So wherever you go, you see the competition, whether it's office, whether it's school, or anywhere, right? So is competition the right way to shape a child's future? Even we as a child faced a lot of, competition. So Avinash, so what's your take on this?
There can be 2 perspectives to it. It all depends upon the situation. But if competition motivates the child positively, orients him in the right direction, then it is good. But if the competition demoralizes the child, it is bad. And what I would say, and I would just add to Snehlata, what she just said was that the focus should not be on competing with each other. The focus, if we orient our child to focus on bringing out his best, that is the right approach. I would even say, and this is what I suggest to students, is that your self-worth should never be dependent upon somebody else's net worth. And in case of students, in net worth is marks. So how do you feel should not be dependent upon what everybody else has scored. And in fact, since I interact a lot with students who are preparing for different competitive examinations, I have observed that even if you are not able to clear the examination, in the process you learn a lot of things. You learn the process, you learn the art of preparing for something for a period of 1 year, 2 year. You learn the art of losing and handling it gracefully. You learn the art of doing hard work. And many people and many students, especially when I talk about UPSC aspirants, in fact, I have written a book which is based upon the success story of more than 100 UPSC toppers. And when I was interviewing them, I found out that there were a lot of students who prepared for UPSC entrance examinations. They could not clear the examination, but in the process, they found their destiny. In the process, they found their calling. In the process, they found out, what their purpose or passion is. So कहते हैं ना, चलता रहूंगा पथ पर, चलने में माहिर बन जाऊंगा, या तो मंजिल मिल जाएगी, वरना अच्छा मुसाफिर बन जाऊंगा. That should be the objective, and that is what I feel, and that is what I suggest and recommend.
Thank you so much, Avinash sir. So Parikshit sir.
Yeah. So Jyotsna, I think I agree with Mr. Agarwal there. It's actually it's not in black and white. We have some children who thrive under competition, but we have others who would then eventually break down. So it also kind of depends. But at the same time, if you ask me, I don't think competition is the correct way to shape a child's future, because competition should be with oneself. And while it's been often said, I don't think it's only platitude. It is true. If you were to compare the progress often this elephant with say an eagle, that is not the right comparison. That it's the eagle's strength head to fly. So the elephant will never be able to compete with an eagle, and the same applies in the other side. So everybody has their strengths and they should pursue them. I do believe that we should compete with our earlier self. What we are today, we should be a better version of that tomorrow. So हमारा competition best तभी है जब हम अपने साथ में compete करते हैं, और उसी में हम we are able to bring out our best, because if we are to improve, that's the only way, and the competition should be with yourself. So that is one. But at the same time, it is a truth of the life that competition is there. If we don't tell our children to compete, they are going to go out and then get hurt, because they will have to face the life there. So I think as parents, what we should tell the students is, our children in fact, is that there are a lot of things to be learned from competition, but fear is not one of them. As long as they are not afraid of the competition and they compete with their earlier self, they would be able to do well in life.
Okay. So Snehlata ma'am, what's your take on this?
First of all, I really loved what Avinash sir said actually, and everything. Also, I mean the point of comparison and competition. What Parikshit sir said. My another fact on this competition thing is, competition should not be converted into jealousy or envy, or where the child is only thinking about that aspect rather than for what he was competing with the other child. For example, my daughter and her best friend both are in the same class, and the other child got better marks and she stood first. When teacher was announcing, my daughter actually clapped in front of the class just because she was a friend. And teacher appreciated that. Look at her, Angel got less mark, but still she clapped for other. So the competition has to be there, but to improve in a class and not to get envy or not to get jealous of the other child, because ultimately that will damage the subconscious mind of a student, where they are not thinking about getting the marks, but they are actually thinking about how would I compete with the other girl. So we as a parent have to make them understand that, see, you need to appreciate others also, but you have to compete for yourself. You try hard, get your marks, and do not look what others are getting. You might get 1 mark more than the girl, and then you will become topper. But you have to work hard. So there's a difference between, there's a gap between, you say preparation and done. So if you do proper work, the distance between preparation and final thing is, become shortens. So let us make, as a parent, let us prepare our child better with positive competition, so that, of course, if you don't go for competition, you will never realize where you stand and how much amount you have to do to become topper. Okay. And here I'm not going to talk only about topper, but to be best at what you are. But if you don't go for competition, you will never realize what you are actually supposed to do, because there is no challenge then. So you need competition, but you need a positive environment in the competition, that yes, I have to fight, I have to show my best, and I'm not competing for others, I'm competing for myself. So that's what I think as a parent of a daughter who is in the school and she is going to the same phase.
Yes, Snehlata, I would just add one very, you came up with a very, very interesting point. And that is what a growth mindset does. A growth mindset says that I've not been able to do well, but I can move on to the next level. I can learn from my failures. That is, the essence of, growth mindset.
Absolutely.
Okay. So there are some common problems that children and parents face in becoming a topper, right? So, parents keep pressurizing, you have to be intelligent, you have to be, top and study well. So what are the common problems that they both face in particular phase? So Parikshit sir.
Right. So I think I think here, first of all, what I think is the biggest problem which the parents and the children face is that they try too hard on being a topper. So I think that should not be the objective. The objective should be to give your best, and in the process you will come out to be the topper if you are smart enough. If you what you adopt as your strategy, that is going to ensure that if you're going to be a topper or not. But if your sole focus is on being a topper, that I think is a problem, which I think is a common thing with the parents and the students. I love the way Ms. Jain has been giving the example of her child. I also have a daughter, and what I ensure is that I don't ask her to be a topper. She is a topper, but she is able to do that because I give her the guidance which she needs, and I give her the resources, and then I allow her to explore on her own. So I have seen other parents, they get too involved in ensuring that their child becomes a topper, and what happens is that causes a lot of pressure on the student, which leads them to give a performance which is not their true potential. So what instead should be done is, what I would rather focus on the solution here. I think what they should be doing is they should be ensuring that their children get the right atmosphere and the guidance, and they're able to make the strategy of a topper. So if you speak to a topper, we have this portal which we are talking about, Jagran Josh, and we invite a lot of toppers there. And if you see, every topper has a common thing to say, that they had a strategy for the entire year, they had a strategy for the last 2 months, then they had a strategy for the day of the exam. And that's a very scientific way to go about it. When you know that you have to give your mocks at the end of the year, you should be covering your concepts in the entire year. You should also be practicing, but as you reach closer to the exam, what is going to give you the confidence is of a topper is practice. So if you're giving a competitive exam, it would actually help you to know that it is not an exam which is going to test your knowledge. It is going to test your aptitude, and it is going to test how exactly are you going to do on the day of the exam. So it might well be seen as as a test of your time handling skills, what you are able to decide in that time. So I think this is a challenge which the parents and the students face, that they are focusing on the wrong things, and that is to be a topper. So I think they should not be focusing on how to be a topper, but how to accomplish that goal by doing the correct things.
Thank you, Parikshit sir. So Snehlata ma'am, what's your take on this?
I'll tell you the problems faced by child as well as parent. If a parent keeps on nagging around the child that you need to do like this, you have to be topper, you have to topper, at a certain time, they feel very depressed. That whatever I'm doing, it's not been appreciated by parents, and there's no use of doing it, And at a point, then they stop doing it. That means the parent is doing a wrong thing by nagging every time and not giving the right words or encouraging words, which will help her to come out and do something extra. So basically, it's all about what you say to your child, and why parents are doing, because of society pressure. Okay, my child is doing this. The first thing is we need to stop comparing our child with others, as it's been saying, all the popcorns pops at different times, and every child has different age. If 1 day ka difference bhi hai, to the child is either big or young. So, for example, in my daughter's class, the age gap of every child is almost 6 months to 1 year. Like there's somebody who's 10 years, or somebody's 9 or 9.5. Might be difference of admission date in it. Now, how can I compare my daughter who is 9.5 with a 10.5 years? Of course, there's a 1 year difference. And if you understand the concept, why she's growing first or fast, the reason is she's just bit grown up. She's 1 year elder to the child. And this concept, when you understand, I see a lot of parents who come and tell, yaar, meri daughter padh nahi rahi hai, uske class mein sab bachche first aate. And then I ask, what's the age? Is there an age gap? And they find out, yes, there is an age gap. And that might be another reason also. So parents actually do forget, and they just try and compare. So also, if a child is good at maths and not at English, even it's not a comparable thing, basically. There are child who are good at certain subject and not at certain subjects. Like, for example, today's kids don't love Hindi, Marathi subject, but we have to teach them. But we cannot say, you are not good at studies. It's basically our also responsibility to teach them at proper time, at properly, that they can learn this also and become a master of that subject. So the problem here is the child get depressed because either the environment is not given properly, or the thoughts are not put properly on the child. So if we put properly things, I think this problem will never occur, where child undergo depression or not wanting to do anything in their life. So basically, we need to make sure that our child is given a proper reply and response. As sir said, response is important, not reaction is important. We need to give response to our child. Yes, I'm going to teach you. Wait, I'm taking time for you. I'll teach you, and we'll make sure that both of us run in the speed and you will achieve your goal. This is what I feel.
Okay, so Avinash sir, what's your thoughts on this?
So let me give a different perspective. Let me give since most of the points which I wanted to say have already been covered. So let me give a different perspective. Do most of us think that toppers have a high IQ, but it is not right. Most of us thinks that toppers work hard, not necessarily. But कुछ तो ऐसा है जो सिर्फ टॉपर्स को पता है, बाकी बच्चों को नहीं पता. कुछ तो ऐसा है जो वो कर रहे हैं, बाकी और नहीं कर रहे. वो कुछ क्या है? I spoke to, as I said, that in my books, and from 2005 till 2010, I spoke to hundreds and hundreds of toppers of different competitive examination. And after speaking to them, their parents, their coaching institute teachers, after studying not only their academics, but their behavioral part, I came up with a kind of conclusion that there are three basic differentiating factors which differentiate a topper from an average student. The first is the mindset. If you have got winner mindset, everything looks easy and interesting. The second is the habits, the systems, the routine. If you are able to develop good habits, being focused, organized, and disciplined automatically becomes a way of life. And this is what Parikshit ji said in the beginning, that by mindset, you mean you have a goal, you have clarity, you have a goal and you have a clarity. By habits means ki aapka routine hai ya nahi hai. And after mindset and habit comes the third thing, which is about the techniques. For everything, खेल, पढ़ाई भी एक खेल की तरीके से है. और जैसे हर खेल के नियम होते हैं, पढ़ाई के खेल के भी नियम हैं. अगर पढ़ाई के खेल को हर खेल के नियमों की तरीके से पालन करते हुए खेले, तो पढ़ाई भी हर खेल जितनी इंटरेस्टिंग और मजेदार हो सकती है. What are the right techniques? What are the right ways? So these three things, I feel it is not at all about working hard. It is not at all about running fast. It is about running in the right direction. I feel what makes a topper is the right mindset or the right goal system, clarity of goals, is the habits. That means your system, your routine, how consistent you are, how serious you are. And third is the right techniques. Are you following the right techniques? Because right techniques bring efficiency and improve your productivity. These are the three things. And most of the parents should not look for shortcuts. They should not look for shortcuts कि ये ट्यूशन करा देता हूँ, वो ट्यूशन करा देता हूँ, इस स्कूल में एडमिशन करा देता हूँ. ये इनसे कुछ नहीं होगा. इनसे कुछ नहीं होगा. If the foundation of the child is right, and that is what I have observed. I have seen a lot of students who not only prepare, compete, but they top the examination almost effortlessly. And at the same point of time, there are thousands and there are lakhs and lakhs of students who, despite burning midnight oil, despite giving their best, forget about topping, are not even able to clear the examination. So it is not at all about working hard. It is about these three drivers which we need to understand. Topper का जो ecosystem होता है, वो एक iceberg की तरीके से होता है, जो ऊपर से हमें बिल्कुल छोटा सा दिख रहा होता है. और हम सोचते हैं कि ये बंदे ने टॉप इसीलिए किया है क्योंकि इसने मेहनत की, इसने इस कोचिंग में पढ़ा, इसके पेरेंट्स ने इससे ट्यूशन दिलाया, ये बुक्स खरीदा. और जो आइसबर्ग नीचे छुपा होता है, which is the mindset, which is the habits, which is the techniques, वो हम लोगों को दिखाई नहीं देता. और हम स्कूल, कॉलेज, कोचिंग, ट्यूशन, इन सभी के पीछे भागते रह जाते हैं. तो मेरा, I would say mindset, habits and right techniques.
I have a specific question for Avinash sir. So your book, How to Raise a Topper, it mentioned that people are happy to see a Neha Kakkar performance on screen, but when it comes to their child, they are quick to discard that option in favor of, more of stable traditional choice like engineer, medical services, and medical and civil services, right? So how important is it to prevent this kind of hypocrisy?
I think this is the need of the day. Unless and until the body, mind, and soul of a child are aligned, he would not be able to get success in whatever he or she does. And I can give you an example, a real life example of my daughter. It was 2017. My daughter was studying in class 12, and she had taken humanities. So one day she suddenly comes up to me in the month of June and July, and she said, "Papa, whatever subjects I'm studying, I'm not able to make sense out of them. I want to become a pianist. Probably I want to become the best pianist in the world." She was learning piano for the last 1 or 2 years. And the similar kind of thing happened with me. I used to play basketball for India, but I had to leave. I had to stop playing basketball because I wanted to concentrate on my JEE preparation. And the net result happened was that when I stopped playing basketball, my energy levels went down. I felt incomplete. I felt कि कुछ अधूरा है मेरे में, which directly or indirectly affected my studies. So what I suggested to my daughter was that go ahead and do whatever you want. It is one life. Do whatever you want to do. And she learned piano along with her class 12th. And not only she cleared the toughest piano certification examination in the world, she also scored 95% of the marks in the 12th board examination. So it is high time for parents to understand that unless and until we align the energy, we align the energy of the child with what her calling is, only then we would be able to bring the best result.
Anyone would like to add something? So whatever just Avinash sir said.
I would like to add, let's make as a parent the career choice based on passion and not based on what your parents have thought for you. Like, do not force them what you wanted to become. Make them to do what they love to do, and passionate child will become better. So I think like whatever a child has a passion, please help them to make their career in that journey itself. So being a microbiologist, I did a job for so many years, but my passion did not lie in that, and hence I had to change my profession to my mom blogging, because I love to write, I love to express myself in the form of a video, images, and all that. And that's why I become a content creator or a blogger. And now I enjoy what I do. I am on a place where I enjoy what I do, and my child knows that mama is really enjoying her work, and that whole environment is there in our home. So I want my child also to be like that. Ki whatever she want to become, the passion has to be there in that. I just don't want her to become like a CA because my husband is a CA, or my brother is a doctor, or my sister is a doctor. I don't want to be like that. Let her decide, and she'll grow up, she'll understand what she wants to become. And I'm sure that with the passion, everything will be right in the frame. That's what my take is.
Right. So I think we are all on the same page on this. I'd like to once just cite a research here, which this comes to my mind now, that 80% of the people जो जॉब कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने जब if we see कि उन्होंने आफ्टर स्कूल क्या किया था, तो उनकी अंडरग्रेजुएट डिग्री was something else. Now this is कितना सरप्राइजिंग चीज है ये कि जो हमने चूज किया अपना ग्रेजुएशन, it must have been our goal then. We would have thought कि यही करेंगे हम, but eventually हमारे 80% people are doing what is not what they had studied, and which can be seen as a waste of their time and their, but we should understand कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ. तब options कम थे. आजकल के टाइम में we have so many options. हमारे बच्चों के पास में ये ऑप्शन नहीं है कि you can either be a doctor or an engineer. You have so many options. So explore the world, go out, and we as parents, I think what we can do is we should be, if we are able to give them the environment which we have discussed, और उनको हम पीछे से खाली गाइडेंस दे के उनको छोड़ दें कि ये आपके पास ऑप्शंस हैं, आप इसमें चूज करो, then I think as Mr. Agarwal and as Ms. Jain has also said, if they are able to tap into their passion, they are going to find their way in life.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Even I've learned so much today from you all. And thank you for coming today and sharing your thoughts. And I'm hoping that people will learn from it. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Jyotsna. I would like to first of all thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's been, मैं काफी कुछ सीख के जा रहा हूँ. And I hope जो हमको देख रहे हैं उन्हें भी we would have been able to share some of our insights.
And I am honored to be with the Avinash sir and Parikshit sir in the same frame. It's my real honor to be here, and thank you, Jyotsna, for giving me this platform, and I could express my view as a parent too.
Thank you all of you.